Hi, I'm Liz.
And I'm April.
And we're doing the Black Pages Navigator
to help simplify your creative journey from A to Z. B is for brief. In terms of photography, sometimes the budget that they give, it doesn't really match up to the brief of what they want. So like, they want lights, they want me to bring lights, they won't have lights, they want me to book a studio, they want me to talk to the studio, like arrange everything in the studio.
But like produce it in a sense.
Basically, like they want me to be the producer of the shoot as well as the photographer, as well as the editor, everything. And it's like, it's not matching up with the budget. But sometimes when there's a brief, like you lay out exactly what you want. So I'll be like, to my client, for example, I'll be like, okay, so you're gonna need this type of lighting, you're gonna need this type of studio. I think we should have like a blue backdrop or a white backdrop. And we'll go through it together and we'll see what matches their creative vision the best. So in photography wise, it's more of like a collaborative process when it comes to briefing. And I don't want them to feel like they have too much pressure to kind of think about what they want, and sometimes they don't know what they want, so that's what I'm here for, to kind of guide them through that process almost. But what's like on your side?
On the production side with briefing, I guess it's making sure that what your director has written is basically fitting the brief for what the client wants. And then also making sure, like I said, that works on a financial side. So I guess it's an interesting spot for a producer because you obviously get to add your thoughts on the creative and also make tweaks just so it can work financially, because I guess being a producer, that really is the main thing. Aside from sorting out all the logistics and all that stuff, you want to make sure that, like I said, you can get the best value for money with either little or a lot. So I guess it's almost quite a pivotal part of the process being right at the beginning, because you want to make sure that you're not selling yourself short, selling the creative short, but also, you know, you've got enough to do what you need. So I think it's important that you obviously think about the creative and prioritize your director and the creative and stuff like that, but also think about the client and make sure that everyone's happy. It's a case of managing expectations. Do you know what I mean?
And another thing on the photography side, sometimes clients will come to me, they'll be like, oh, I don't know what I want. I don't know, I've never done a photo shoot before. But one thing I'd always say is always come with some sort of idea of what you want to go for, because if our creative visions don't align and I'm doing one thing and you're doing another thing, it's like we've missed like a huge step of producing something that could have been amazing, but you don't like the outcome because it's not what you wanted or what you envisioned. So brief, always try to give yourself like a starting point. Always try to help each other out.
Communicate.
It's all about communication and helping each other out.
Definitely.
F is for fees. Now this one, I'm not gonna lie, some clients, they'll be cheaping you out. They will actually cheapen you out. And it's like, they'll see your work, they'll see what you're capable of, but you know, they're gonna offer you like no budget, no fee, and they're still gonna want you to produce like an amazing piece of work. But it's like, being a creative, it's expensive. Especially being a freelance creative, it's expensive. It's work. Like
no, definitely. I think with fees, you have to remember, I guess, you know what, I find it tricky because you want to make sure you're getting what you're worth. But then when you don't have a lot of financial resources and you care about the project, it's almost like a rock on a hard place, because you want to get paid what you deserve, but you also want the area left and not the red camera. Do you know what I mean? So it's like definitely a case of almost weighing it up, making sure that, again, you're getting paid as close to what you want and not selling yourself short, but also prioritizing the creative. Like, I try to take on jobs that I actually care about. I don't really do projects just for the money. But then, you know, I gotta live.
Exactly.
So you definitely have to like balance the two. For sure. Because
at the end of the day, like, being like a producer or a photographer, it's a job. Like, you don't go to work without getting paid. So it should be the same even if you're creative or even if you're just starting out. But
definitely,
I definitely agree with you where it's like, I like to work on projects that I care about, especially when it's, you know, smaller or grassroots projects. And sometimes they don't necessarily have the fees to be able to pay you what your rate is. But if you definitely have that care for the project, definitely try to weigh it out. Try to come to a negotiation if it's something that you really want to do, but never sell yourself short, because you get what you attract, basically.
Exactly.
If you sell yourself short, you're never gonna like progress to where you want to be. So you always have to kind of find that middle ground. Exactly, that middle ground. Yeah,
absolutely. C is for client expectation. This one's interesting because, you know, client will want heavens to move and they want everything from the sea to the sun and want to offer you £3,000. And I mean, I guess if that's all they have to offer, then you have to make it work. But sometimes it's kind of tricky to make sure that you're looking after the production and making sure that it gets what it needs, but also trying to give them what they want.
Yeah.
It's like we said, there's a middle ground that you almost want them to be at too, because, you know, you can't really ask for the top of the top, you know, best technology about and highest, most experienced seasoned crew members and not be willing to put up the financial resources for that. You know, so I think key thing about client expectation is just managing everyone's expectations all around and keeping the communication as best as possible.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you also have big projects, right? And things go left as they do as production. And it's your job to make sure that they are communicated to, because, you know, at the end of the day, if they're putting up a big sum of money and we've signed a contract and they're expecting, you know, what we've agreed to, and then for some reason we can't pull through, it's definitely important that they find out along the way as opposed to randoms. Do you know what I mean?
I think it also kind of looks into brief as well, because on my side, I tend to get a lot of, not expectations, but like they'll want things done in a specific way, and it's sometimes it's like I can't necessarily do that to the standard that you want, because I'm just not as excelled in that area as what they've shown me, or if it's not really my niche. So I definitely think expectations wise, it links back into brief and communication. Like, definitely, if they've showed you something that you want and you can't necessarily execute it, say it from the jump.
Absolutely.
And always provide an alternative to that.
Absolutely.
Give them an option. For it's like if they want to go with you, or if they want to like take a chance on you with that other idea that you have. But definitely communicate with them. Tell them if you can't do something. Don't tell them you can do something and then you do it. And then it's like, when it's finished, it's not looking like the way they want to look like. It's just wasted work, wasted time. And it's like, at the end of the day, you've got an unhappy client. And
it saves all of that if you just communicate.
Exactly. So it's all about communication.
Definitely.
Let them know from the jump. Like, don't wait till after. Just
let them know.
It's okay to not be able to do something. Like, not everything is your niche. Not everything is like what you're going to be amazing at. Like, and that's okay. Some people are good at some things and some people are better at them. And that's just the reality. That's just how it is sometimes. So, exactly. You just have to be honest with yourself.
And them.
Exactly. And them. N is for networking. I don't know about you, but I love networking personally. I love it. I love meeting new people. I love engaging with people, and I love it when it's like you network with someone and it's like you're already like following each other on Instagram, so it's like you're already there, but when you meet them in person, it's a completely different experience.
I think networking is very important. It's almost the name of the game. A lot of the time it's about who you know, what you know, but definitely who you know. I think when I first started out, I put a lot of focus on social currency. I mean, I was younger, so it was easier to not really focus on how much I was getting paid, but almost just doing jobs just so I'm in the right spaces and meeting people, different people that were able to give me opportunities. So I think networking is definitely very, very important. And, you know, it can happen through different ways. You can just send a message out. Like, when I first started out, I used to be a bit scared too. But I guess there's no harm in trying. The worst that you'll get is ignored.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I think just reaching out to people, stretching out that olive branch, you never know where it will take you.
Exactly, because even like, say for instance, you're going abroad and you want to do some work outside of your country, like bring your camera with you. Find people on Instagram who are like models, who are actors, DM them, shoot with them. If they ignore you, like who actually cares? Like, what is the worst that's going to happen? You will definitely find someone who will say yes, and then that one person could like completely change the trajectory of your life.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely,
never be scared to like DM someone or talk to someone, because you never know who they know, you never know who they are, You never know what they could do for you. Just always take that leap of faith.
Especially when you don't have, or you don't feel as you have the relevant experience needed.
Yeah.
Sometimes just talking to someone and, you know, they can see the potential in you, or just feel your energy. I think vibe is a big thing that I go off of, and I've noticed that a lot of people do too. When the vibes are real and genuine, some people just want to be able to help you. Even though they might not be able to help you, they might put you in touch with someone that can help you, and etc, etc. So it's definitely important to just put yourself out there, put yourself in the right spaces.
Yeah, and the creative world is so small, like, especially in London. Everyone knows someone who will know someone that can get you into somewhere.
Absolutely.
So everything you do will eventually lead to like the goal that you're looking for in life.
Yeah.
So networking is your wealth. Like
Absolutely.
that is your wealth. So network, always network.
I've been Liz.
And I've been April.
And we've done the Black Pages Navigator
to help simplify your creative journey from A to Z.
Yeah! That was so good.
Perfect.